Let's get straight to the point. Number 10, the back problem. If humans were cars, our spines would be the part that constantly breaks down, like a cheap transmission. We were never really designed to walk upright. Our ancestors spent millions of years on all fours, and then suddenly decided to stand tall. Evolution gave us the ability to see farther and free up our hands, but the trade-off was a back that creaks like an old staircase. Around 80% of people will have back pain at some point, which basically means your spine is the biological equivalent of a warranty scam. The human backbone is shaped like an S, which helps with balance, but also creates weak spots where discs slip and nerves pinch. And don't even get started on scoliosis, herniated discs, or the way gravity slowly compresses your spine like a cheap memory foam pillow. Sure, standing upright made us tool-wielding, city-building creatures, but it also cursed us with chiropractors' bills for life. Number 9, the narrow birth canal. Here's a flaw that sounds like a bad design meeting. Humans have oversized baby heads and unusually narrow birth canals. Most animals just pop out their young like it's nothing. But for humans, childbirth is basically nature's version of trying to fit a watermelon through a mail slot. The reason? Our large brains made our skulls bigger, but walking upright narrowed our hips. This clash of evolution created a process so painful that entire cultures invented rituals, myths, and medical systems just to get through it. In fact, without modern medicine, human childbirth was one of the most dangerous events in life, for both mother and baby. Our babies are also born less developed compared to other mammals, because their heads can't get any bigger and still pass through. That's why human infants are basically helpless lumps for months, while baby horses are running around within hours. Amazing brains, terrible packaging system. Number 8, the choking hazard. Most animals can breathe and swallow without much risk of dying mid-meal. Humans? Not so much. Our throat is a messy intersection, where food and air share the same space. It's like a highway designed by someone who didn't believe in traffic lights. When evolution dropped our larynx lower in the throat, it gave us the power of speech, but it also made choking a real danger. Roughly 5,000 people die every year in the US alone from choking. And you know what's ironic? The foods we choke on most, like grapes and hot dogs, are almost perfectly shaped to plug the airway like a cork. Brilliant. The Heimlich maneuver is basically the emergency patch for a design flaw that should never have existed. Other animals, like chimps, rarely choke because their airways and food pipes are better separated. So, congratulations. The same upgrade that lets us recite Shakespeare also makes dinner a potential death trap. Number 7, the appendix mystery. Ah, the appendix, the freeloading roommate of your body. It's a tiny pouch dangling off your intestine, with no obvious purpose, at least for most of modern history. Surgeons often called it useless, until it randomly decided to rupture and almost kill people. About 1 in 20 people will get appendicitis, and without treatment, it's fatal. So why do we even have it? Some scientists think the appendix once helped digest tough plant fibers, back when salads were less about kale smoothies and more about raw survival. Others believe it plays a role in housing good bacteria for your gut. But even if that's true, the risk-to-reward ratio is absurd. Imagine keeping a spare room in your house that occasionally explodes. Most people would just board it up. Instead, humans walk around with this evolutionary time bomb tucked inside, hoping it doesn't blow. Useless organ or misunderstood hero. Either way, it's not winning any design awards. Number 6, the tooth trouble. Wisdom teeth are the dental equivalent of spam emails. Nobody asked for them, but they show up anyway, cause problems and then cost you money to remove. Ancient humans had larger jaws to chew raw plants and tough meat, but modern diets made our mouths smaller over time. Unfortunately, evolution didn't get the memo, so those extra molars keep trying to squeeze in where there's no space. The result? Impacted teeth, infections, swelling, and a dental bill that feels like robbery. Around 85% of people eventually need their wisdom teeth pulled. Fun fact, some people are now born without them, like a glitch quietly disappearing from the system. Evolution is slowly phasing them out, which is basically nature admitting, yeah, that one was a mistake. Until then, we're stuck paying thousands for oral surgery because our jaws are too small for our own teeth. Great job, biology. Number 5, the weak ankle design. Your ankles are carrying your entire body weight, yet they're fragile enough to twist on a sidewalk crack. This design is like balancing a skyscraper on 2 flimsy hinges. Evolution never gave us perfect stability when it forced us upright. Instead, we're walking on narrow ankles that roll easier than dice in Vegas. Athletes know the pain. Sprained ankles are one of the most common sports injuries worldwide. Even everyday folks aren't safe. A slight misstep can send you hobbling for weeks. Compare that to other animals, like cats, who leap from ridiculous heights and land gracefully. Meanwhile, humans are sidelined by a trip over their own shoelaces. The ankle has over 25 bones, ligaments, and tendons, all crammed together, which makes it flexible but also ridiculously fragile. It's the definition of a compromise. Mobility at the cost of durability. Or, in human terms, welcome to crutches. Number 4. The eye problem. For something as important as sight, the human eye is oddly fragile and poorly wired. First off, we have a blind spot, literally an empty hole in our vision, where the optic nerve plugs into the retina. Most of the time, our brains fill it in, but the fact that it exists at all is sloppy engineering. Then, there's the structure. Our retinas are backward. Light has to pass through layers of cells before hitting the photoreceptors, which is kind of like building solar panels under a parking lot. The result? We're vulnerable to issues like detached retinas, glaucoma, and macular degeneration. On top of that, our eyes don't age well. By 40, most people need reading glasses, and cataracts eventually cloud the lens for nearly everyone who lives long enough. Some birds and mantis shrimp have vision that makes ours look like low-res TV. Meanwhile, we're squinting at restaurant menus like broken cameras. Number 3. The knee disaster. Knees. The ultimate reminder that evolution is a tinkerer, not a master engineer. Our knees are stuck holding the full force of every step, jump, and stumble. They evolved from joints designed for four-legged walking, then got jury-rigged for bipedal life. The result? Weak points everywhere. Torn ACLs, meniscus tears, arthritis. Knees are basically the body's ticking time bombs. A single bad twist can take out an athlete for a season, or make walking upstairs a nightmare for anyone. Studies show that knee injuries are among the most common musculoskeletal issues worldwide. And unlike some parts of the body, knees don't repair themselves easily. Cartilage wears down and doesn't grow back well. So once it's gone, it's gone. Considering how much we rely on knees, you'd think evolution would have upgraded them by now. Instead, they're like outdated hinges on a door you use every day. Number 2, the brain versus mental health. The human brain is a masterpiece of complexity, but it comes with some serious bugs in the software. Unlike physical injuries, mental health issues are often invisible, yet just as disabling. Depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, these aren't rare glitches. They're common side effects of having a brain wired for survival in ancient times, but forced to live in the chaos of modern society. Think about it. Our stress response was designed to escape predators, not deal with emails or rent. Now, the same adrenaline that once saved us floods our system during traffic jams. Add in imbalances of neurotransmitters and genetic vulnerabilities, and you've got a brain that can betray its owner. Around 1 in 5 adults experience mental illness in a given year, making it one of humanity's biggest hidden flaws. Our most advanced organ also happens to be one of the most fragile. Number 1, the aging process. Finally, the ultimate design flaw, aging. Unlike some animals, like lobsters or certain turtles, that seem to resist aging, humans have a built-in expiration system. Over time, our DNA accumulates damage, our cells stop dividing properly, and everything starts to fall apart. Wrinkles, weaker muscles, slower reflexes, and memory lapses are all part of the deal. Our telomeres, those protective caps on DNA, shorten with every cell division, acting like a countdown timer on our lives. Aging might have evolutionary benefits, like clearing the way for younger generations. But from a design perspective, it's brutal. We're basically machines built with self-destructing parts. Medicine and technology can push the limits, but so far, nobody escapes the slow unraveling. Immortality isn't on the menu. So while we might be incredible problem solvers, inventors, and explorers, our bodies are still wired with a built-in shutdown sequence. So there you have it. 10 reasons why humans are basically the beta version of a species that still needs patch notes. Next time your back hurts, your ankle rolls, or you forget where you put your keys, just remember, it's not you, it's the design.